you said, with regards to filmmakers, the scripts and whatnot, I've already said this a few times since about Saturday, but I really started saying this about a week and a half ago. Um, I'm part of a lot of different forums and groups on Facebook and whatnot,
Right.
independent grassroots filmmakers. And they're just like, heck yeah, I'm going to make like the next Paranormal Activity in my house now. And my thing is, bro, honestly, why not? Why not? Because
Right.
if you have a camera, we all have the internet, you have the space, you have the, dude, you just need creativity. Why not exert that? Why not use that energy? You know what I mean? And
yeah.
And so that's,
if you need some motivation, watch Blumhouse. Their movies, they've made millions. Watch Blumhouse,
yeah,
and you see they got like 2 locations, and you're like,
yeah,
you know, they really did this in one house and with like 2 actors. You know, it's
yeah.
really a person and the camera and a director, and it's like that's, you know, that's definitely a company that has excelled in those types of films, and it really is possible. And it, you know, don't worry so much about the quality of the content. I hate to say that, the quality of the content. Just worry about documenting it, and, you know, maybe you start at a small video of your experience. You know, just document, and just put it out, because that's what's gonna make you better for the next thing.
Yeah.
You know, I think a lot of people will kind of focus on how good is this going to be, or this isn't Paranormal Activity, you know, and don't get so bothered by that. Pump out your ideas. It is what it is, you know, publish it, and then go on to the next thing, and just keep that train of just going forward.
Or like Robert Rodriguez said in Rebel Without a Crew, dude, he's one of my mentors with regard, like I like probably 70% of his films, but he's one of my big mentors with regards to his mindset with regards to what his concept is of behind making a film. And so the reason why he loved video, doing it, and self-teaching was because he could get all of those 20 or 25 crappy short films out of his system very cheap as he was teaching himself to. So you're right, like, you know, you don't have to be hard on yourself if you did not pump out the next Reservoir Dogs. Like, it's about just doing your thing,
right,
and as best as possible, and then moving forward, and next time you're going to be a little bit better, then a little bit better the time after that, and so on and so forth. And so I think,
and you're not even going to know it. It's just like slowly going to be better. You know, you're going to have all these tricks in the bag.
Yeah, very true. And I agree with you that it's a great time for filmmakers to harness that time and that energy for, you know, to go into the cocoon, or, you know, as we call it, staying home, but still be creative, still do something. Sergio, so let me go ahead and close this out. Where do you see things going? Because I refuse to be a person that is gonna, you know, run around screaming the end of the world. Yet, like, we're gonna bounce back. You know what I mean? That's my 2 cents. We're gonna bounce back. It's gonna take exactly how much time, I can't say, but I do believe that as a species, and as various industries go, we're gonna bounce back. What are your thoughts and feelings with regards to the bounce back? Are we gonna be stronger, or is Hollywood altered and is gonna be doing things drastically differently, or just differently from here on out once we bounce back? What are your thoughts once we get back to normal, or back to normal life?
Right. I definitely think it's going to take a few months for us to definitely get there. I think, you know, many people have said it's going to take time. And I feel when we do come back, and, you know, hopefully it is to a minimum capacity where, you know, where it's almost like a test subject. You know, that's the reality of it, because we don't know who's asymptomatic. We don't know who's, you know, got this disease and whatnot, and can still pass it on. And hopefully we come into it with a minimum capacity, and then start from there. You know, only the essentials, and then, you know, it's gonna come back. You know, it's definitely a virus that's around now, and basically it's gonna go away, and we're gonna have a vaccine for it, and it's gonna pop back up next year. And hopefully, you know, with the vaccine, the symptoms and all that are very minimal. You know, and it's where it's like the common flu. You know, and you know, we're in this great nation, and I think that we're, you know, it's basically instilled in us where, you know, when we come back even harder, we double down. And
Yeah.
I definitely think that's going to happen, where, you know, you can only be in a recession for so long, and we're definitely, you know, coming back stronger,
And
stronger than ever.
I agree with you because like I'm into the investing world just like a little bit, like a tad. But I mean,
Like the
if
stock
anybody,
market.
what's that? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And I mean,
yeah,
you know, everything's down, but you know, boo hoo, like I'm not gonna cry about it because it's just part of the cycles. Because if you listen to, you know, good financial, not your schemers out there, but like good financial advice people, your Tony Robbins, your you know, Gary Vaynerchuk is another personal favorite of mine.
yeah.
If you've heard of that guy, um, we've been, you know, told like we're about due for another cycle, another what do they call it, the GFC, global financial correction. Except so we were about due, especially 12 years after '08. But little did I ever imagine, maybe other people did, I didn't, little did I ever imagine that it'd come in the form of a freaking virus. And so, but you know what?
Pandemic,
To
yeah.
your point, we're going to come back. We're going to come back harder and stronger. It'll take a few months. But the thing is that, you know, I've heard, you know, skepticism out on Facebook, for example. Well, what if this is the new normal? Like, what if we have to go into quarantine every, you know, for like 3 4 months out of every single year? I hope it's not the case, but if whatever the new normal may be, if that new normal will present challenges like that, for example, if that were to be the case, we are such a resilient species, bro. We adapt, we roll with things. Dude,
Right.
filmmakers especially, we adapt, bro, and we make things happen still. You know what I mean? And so that's why I have faith. And that's why I personally, I'm very happy to see your optimism. I'm very happy to see um, despite the blow that the TV and film industry took in March, that that you obviously are optimistic, and I'm very happy to see that because I do believe that we will bounce back and we will get back on our feet in time. I don't know exactly when. I don't think anybody does, but you know, I think it'll happen.
Yeah, yeah, and you know, I kind of, now that you mentioned it, being optimistic, and you know, almost to the point where you're like, oh, in a great place, you know, and we definitely want to be in the position where the market is down. That's when you're aggressive. That's when you buy. That's, you know,
Yep.
that's the position you want to be in, and almost in the sense like I'm in the position right now where I got laid off, and you know, I have this 6 month, you know, kind of fund, and you know, that's the position you want to be in. And I just want to touch on the subject. If you're not in that position, like if
Yeah.
you know, you're basically living dollar to dollar, worry about food, you know, that's definitely, you know, there's food banks out there, you know, worry about, you know, I'm not sure about in Tucson, but out here, you know, it's basically, you know, they can't evict you. You know, they can't cut off your water, they can't cut off your gas. So try, if you're in that position, don't, you know, I know it's hard to say, but don't worry about it. Definitely, you know, it's being addressed by the nation, and you know, hold your head high, and you know, if you are resorting to just, you know, day by day, get that workout in and see how you can make your day better, like just one thing at a time. You know, don't worry so much about the bills. Those are bills, they're always going to be there. They're not taking anything away. And make sure you communicate with them, you know, make sure you communicate with your auto financiers, you know, your mortgage, electric. Let them know what's
Yeah.
going on. Let them know you're a victim of the COVID-19, and you know, you've been laid off or your hours have been reduced. And definitely stay safe, and you know, as simple as it is, wash your hands, and it really does take a lot of energy to not go out, you know, and
Yeah.
only go out once a week. And I definitely do see that point where if you're living, you know, check by check, or even
Yeah.
not even that anymore, you know, get that workout in, because that's just going to release positive chemicals in your body, where it's just going to start you off really good. Brush your teeth. You know, it's funny you're saying like brush your teeth,
Yeah.
do your hair, but if
Yeah.
you if you make yourself look good, you're gonna feel good, and
Yeah.
therefore you're gonna allow yourself to just open up your body to positive energies out in the world, and it's definitely very important. And distance yourself from the seniors, the older generation, because they can't take a hit like we can.
Yeah. Yeah. Very true. Well, Sergio, you know what? I'll just ask you now, bro. I definitely love to catch up with you, to see, an update as to, an update to your situation, or just, the industry, basically whatever you want to talk about with regards to where you'll be at in like a month or two, or whenever you want to talk. But, a little later on down the line, you down?
You might not recognize me because they're not the haircut place isn't open. I'm gonna be with I would look like a caveman, and
Dude,
my funds will be depleted. Maybe my internet won't be up anymore.
you're gonna be you're gonna be on you're gonna have a volleyball named Wilson, and you're gonna have a beard.
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna have a hand face
Tom
on it.
Hanks. You're gonna lose the volleyball, and you're gonna cry because it's gonna float away. So, but yeah, dude, I definitely love to catch up with you, man, and just to kind of see where you're doing, how you're doing out there, and what's new later on down the line, if that's cool.
We'll definitely set it up right now. My dog Nala just went into heat, so I have her paired up with her boyfriend Bazooka. And yeah, his name's Bazooka, so he's a pretty wild one. And it just you got millions of things going on. Don't have one thing going on. It's okay to have several things. And this thing happened, and I have my dogs. I'm like looking after my dogs. I have to do that breeding, and then the puppies are coming, and and people are buying puppies now because people are at home, and they don't want to be depressed, and let's go get a puppy, and it's good for the shelters, and the rescues. So people are fostering a lot more puppies now, and I think it's a wonderful thing. So just definitely remember, just have many avenues of just like things to do, hobby. I consider them hobbies.
Yeah.
And time like this, you can definitely need it when it's just so limited to what we can actually do.
Yeah, very true. But
so definitely,
they're outlets, man. They're outlets, and we all need them.
Yeah.
This
right here, definitely, yeah.
What's that? I'm sorry, bro.
No, I was just saying, definitely, I'll have some updates for you if you recognize me.
Yeah, we'll see you peek out from under the bed behind you.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you're gonna come out for like you're gonna snag a cookie and
right from your man cave over there. I'm gonna take it. I'm like, oh.
I'm gonna offer it to you to the camera right there. There you go, Sergio.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, yeah, dude, yeah. Let's definitely catch up. And yeah, great message, bro. Have an outlet, and yeah, bro. So thank you so much for your time, man. I really do appreciate it. Your input, your wisdom, just everything you brought to the table, bro. I really, really do appreciate it, because the reason why I reignited all of FILMspiration, and especially in this incarnation, was because I've been doing it for like a while now, but on YouTube. But I'm like, now it's time to so you're talking about outlets, right? So I'm like, now it's time to reconnect with people and reconnect to people, not just for me, but for example, everything you had to share. Someone out there who's going to be watching this, hopefully he's going to be able to, then turn off the video and say like, damn, I took something away from that Sergio guy out in LA, and they're going to be better right here. And so this is an outlet for me too, bro. So I really do appreciate your time, man.
Yeah, I think it's a wonderful thing what you're doing. You're getting, basically people on the ground out in the field, like actually doing firsthand experience. You're not reading it. You're getting in touch with the people, and
yeah, because cool. I mean, as for the day job, being a photojournalist, it's about people, man. It's about the human story that comes from humans. You know what I mean? So I could read articles on CNN, but there's nothing like talking to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there really isn't. There's no article that CNN has out there. I can guarantee, and I don't have to look. I can tell you, there's no article that CNN has about the TV and film industry that is going to put on the table what you just did. So I really do appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you saying that. Thank you. I appreciate the time being here, and
Cool, bro. All right, man. Well, then I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna go ahead and stop recording section. Thank you very much, bro. And I'll be in touch when I'm about to put this out. Okay.
All right, brother. Take
All right,
care.
bro. I'll talk to you later, man.